Hey guys, welcome to First Hunt Productions' first ever catch and cook video from the prairie to the plate. My name's Duke, and today we're going to be going through on how to make some Hasenpfeffer tacos. Stick around, it should be fun, and who doesn't love tacos, right? Alright, so Hasenpfeffer tacos. So this year I went out and I was able to get a rabbit. It was the only one that I got for the year, but I still feel very blessed. So I was trying to think of recipes to do with just one rabbit. I could have done the traditional one and just fried it up. My grandmother has a great recipe that's a knockout, but it's a little better if you have a little more to go with. So as I was going through my different recipes, I thought, you know what? I love tacos. I have a killer chicken taco recipe, so I'm gonna try Hasenpfeffer tacos. Now, the way that I started this was I took my rabbit and I soaked it in buttermilk for about 12 to 15 hours. I'm gonna get the crock pot out. We're gonna combine everything we need for the liquids. We're also gonna braise it, so throughout the day I'll go through and pour the liquids on, and it should be fork tender, just fall off the bone. All right, so I've got my spices already. Rabbit has been soaking in that buttermilk bath for about 12 to 15 hours. But before we go ahead and begin preparing all of this, let's check out how I got the rabbit in the first place. This is a catch and cook video.
There we go.
It was a fun hunt. What you didn't see is I missed that rabbit like twice. So, of course, we edited it down just to show the one shot. But yeah, and I was only out for about 5 minutes. I literally walked on that property. He hopped out, and that was game over. So anyway, all right, so let's get started. We're gonna go ahead and get the rabbit out of the fridge. I'm gonna put him down. I'm gonna pat him down, and I'm gonna season him. If you want to know what I've done with my recipes as far as the measurements and whatnot, I will include that in a link if you guys would like. Just comment below and I'll let you know. So, all right, let's get this rabbit out. He's so tender. All right, so rabbit, right? Kind of a key component. It's looking good. He's obviously already been gutted, skinned, clean. So we're gonna go ahead and get him out. He's gonna be so good for tacos. And we are just gonna make little street tacos. We're not doing gigantic tacos because I think street tacos are the best. And again, that is just my personal opinion. All right, so we've got him out. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna dry him down a little bit now. So get him all dry. Use paper towel. Buttermilk off. Awesome, awesome. Cool. All right. He is dried and good to go. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, I've already had all the spices pre-measured and mixed, so I'm just gonna throw that all on top of him, and yeah, we'll go from there. Cool. Flipped over, do the other side. And then we'll do the bottom side. Alright, perfect. Do that one more time for good measure. Alright. Cool. Well, he is good to go and ready for the pot. All right, so I'm getting ready to put the rabbit in the pot, but first there's a couple of things I need to do. I'm gonna add my stock, so I'm gonna use chicken broth and some red wine, about a half a cup of each, and then I'll let that simmer a little bit. We're gonna do some shallots, some onions, and some garlic, and we'll coat that rabbit in there, and he'll sit for about 6 hours. So I'm gonna go ahead and start adding the stuff into the pot. So there is my red wine. Here is my chicken stock. Perfect. All right, so let's cook up some shallots, some garlic, and onions, and we'll go from there. All right, so I'm gonna prepare some aromatics for the rabbit. I'm gonna do a shallot, which I'm going to just give a fine chop to mince it. And then after the shallot, I'm gonna use a bit of a yellow onion. You can use whatever kind of onion you want. I like the flavor of the yellow onions best.
So I'm gonna go ahead and have it, and then give it kind of a nice little chop here, mince this bit up, and then probably just a little more. And then once all that's done, we're gonna go ahead and put it in with some garlic. Now, I went ahead and just bought canned minced garlic just to save a little bit of time, but we're gonna go ahead and put that in a cast iron with some olive oil, and we are gonna cook all this till the onions are translucent, and then we'll put it on top of the rabbit. So now, once that's done, cool. So we put it on top of the rabbit now, and this is just gonna add a nice flavor onto the rabbit as well. So it'll cook along with it for a couple hours, and yeah, gonna add a great taste.
Cool. So, rabbit's in the pot. It's all sauteed, good to go, and periodically throughout the day, I'm gonna go through and I'm just gonna braise it. That way it gets that liquid in there, and it's gonna be delicious. So we've got about 6 hours to kill, so we got a couple options. One, I could stare at the camera endlessly until the rabbit's done. Or I could show you the fixings I'm gonna make alongside this. I think that's what we're gonna do. Let's talk size to go with this rabbit. So, what I've got planned is I'm going to make what I call a fajita rice. So I'll show you how I'm gonna do that later. But right now, I wanna put something on top of the rabbit, something to go alongside with it. It's just gonna bring out the flavors, give it a good crunch. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a red slaw salad to go on top. It's easy to make. I'm gonna show you how to do it. Tastes great. And I use this a lot whenever I cook wild game. It's actually something that I use quite often. And in the words of my buddy Darren Langford from Clovis, New Mexico, this is a game changer.
All right, so the red cabbage slaw that we're gonna put on top of these Hasenpfeffer tacos, it's really easy to make. It's just a couple of ingredients. It's gonna be red cabbage, cilantro, Dijon, mayo, and hot sauce. So I'm just doing a rough chop on the red cabbage just so it gives it a better crunch on that first bite for these tacos. So after I do this, I will then add my cilantro. So like I said, just doing a rough chop here. And then yeah, we'll get it into the bowl. So now we're doing the cilantro. I prefer to pick the cilantro versus chopping it, just because I think it wilts faster if you chop it, and because I'm going to put this in the fridge, I don't want that cilantro wilted. So now we're gonna add about, I would say, a tablespoon of Dijon, and then about 2.5 tablespoons of mayo. And then after that, we're going to add the hot sauce. Normally I use, my brother-in-law makes this hot sauce that is absolutely phenomenal, but we're out of it. So hint to my brother-in-law, if he's listening, please send more. Yeah, so we'll just give it a quick mix, and once we're done mixing it, we will put it in the fridge for a couple hours, let it cool, and that's gonna be our topping for these tacos. Like I said, it's real easy to make, and it goes great with a lot of things.
It's been a couple hours, been braising the rabbit. I just checked on it, and it's still a rabbit, so that's exciting. So we've got a little while till it's done yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make this fajita rice. This is a recipe that I found online. I really enjoy it. I think it goes great with a lot of meals, and it's easy to make too. So, all right, well, let's do it.
Okay, so fajita rice. So the first thing you want to do is you want to get a pan, put olive oil in it. I put about 2 cups of rice in here. You brown the rice, and then once the pan's nice and hot, add your water. So it's gonna start steaming, start boiling. While the rice is boiling along with the water, go ahead and add 2 tablespoons of sour cream. And then you are going to add a package of fajita seasoning, which is why I think this recipe is called fajita rice. Kind of unoriginal, but there you go. Anyways, so yeah, so we'll add that in. We'll go ahead and we will stir it. And once we get that stirred, we'll put a lid on it and let it cook for another 5-10 minutes. I'm gonna open it up. And you want to cook it on low too. So now I'm going to add about half a can of corn. I'm going to let some of the liquid from the corn go in just to add a little more flavor to it. After the corn is added, you're going to add a half a can of black beans. Use whatever beans you want. I like black beans, and they're easy to prepare. So we will get all of that added in there, and then we will mix it together. Once you've mixed your corn and your beans, then you move on to your cheese. Feel free to use whatever cheese you want. Again, kind of open to interpretation. I like the Fiesta blend, so I'm going to throw some of that in there. And once you get your cheese in, you will mix it, let that cheese melt, and then let it cook for another probably 2 minutes, and it's good to go and ready to serve.
So we finished the rabbit. Totally forgot to run the camera when I was shredding it. That was my fault. But we're gonna make this in 3 ways. So we're gonna do the rabbit with the red slaw topping with an avocado on it, because I love avocados. We're gonna do the rabbit with the rice and the slaw topping. And then for my wife, I'm gonna do rabbit, barbecue, slaw topping, avocado. Should be pretty good.
All right, here we go, making the tacos. So I'm gonna start off doing this one with the rabbit meat and get a little more of that. Throw on the topping. I'm gonna make this one pretty basic. It's just gonna be rabbit meat, topping, and then a little avocado. I'll do a little more rabbit meat because this stuff is really good. Putting on the avocado. All right. So now we are going to move on to the next one. So this one is going to be the rabbit meat with the rice and beans, the fajita rice, and then we will add a little bit of the topping. And then after the topping, we will add an avocado. See, this is really simple to make. Taco construction is a lot of fun. I'm a taco constructor. Anyway, sorry. So yeah, so now for my wife, we're just gonna do the rabbit, barbecue sauce, because barbecue sauce is delicious, the topping, and then the avocado. And then we will have the rabbit tacos ready to eat.
All right, folks. So once again, this is a first hunt production video. This is from the Prairie to the Plate. I'm Duke, and this was Hasenpfeffer Tacos. Go ahead and, if you feel like it, so kind, if you liked what you saw, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram. We've got a lot more coming for you. We've got a turkey hunt coming up. We have a couple of fishing adventures planned, so it should be a good time. All right, moment of truth. So, after biting into that, guys, I just gotta say, order a pizza. No, I'm just kidding. That is really good. The flavor of the rabbit is phenomenal. I love the way that the slaw tastes and all that. Like I said, it gives it that crunch. It's just, I really enjoy this. And if you make it at home, I hope you will too. All right, guys, well, I'm gonna finish these up and we'll see you guys later.